Before joining the academy, I hadn't set an alarm clock for at least 10 years. There was never anywhere I had to be. With no urgency to my life, time moved slowly, and I had nothing to mark the days, months, and years. It was all the same. Now my alarm goes off at 8 a.m. and I'm excited for the day, knowing that I have things to accomplish and friends and colleagues who are expecting me. I leave plenty of time to shower and shave. The night before, I make sure my clothes are clean, ironed, and ready. My mom has seen a big change in me since I became a member. For years, she did everything for me, and I basically just slept. Now I help out around the house, taking on household responsibilities and taking some of the pressure off of her. It has improved our relationship so much. There were years when my illness robbed me of my ability to be the loving son that she deserves. It means a lot to me to have this community. It's given me a newfound sense of pride in the way I carry myself and the way I present to the world. Today is a big day for me, so I'm wearing a dress shirt and tie. It feels good, really good. This change in me is the ripple effect of gaining self-esteem and confidence. For so long, I thought I had nothing to give. The Academy has really helped me see my potential. I so look forward to my days here. I have friends that I look forward to seeing and staff that are always rooting for me, encouraging me and giving me opportunities to shine. When I work in the kitchen, it feels like I'm working in a fine dining restaurant, but without the pace or pressure. The Academy is known for its great food, and I feel proud to be a part of that success. Success. There's a word I haven't gotten to use a lot in my life. Now I feel like every day is a success. I'm not one to want to speak up and give my opinion, but the Academy has created a safe place for members to use their voice. At the Academy, I run meetings, facilitate workshops, and voice my opinion. That may not sound like much, but to me it's everything. The Academy has opened doors for me, and even better, they have given me my own key. I am so grateful for the Academy community that encouraged me on this journey. After a lifetime of hiding in the shadows, I feel like I've emerged unapologetically myself and ready to tell my story. Thank you. My name is Rick Pardo, and I want to tell you something. Maybe the biggest thing I've learned since becoming an Academy member. It is exhausting to hide a part of yourself from the world. The secret will crush you. It will sabotage everything else that might otherwise thrive. I know this because I carried this weight around for most of my life. I carried it in my body, sleeping 12 hours a day or more. For 10 years, I did not move. My bedroom felt like the only safe place, but it was also my prison. I carried it in my mind, letting the fear of being exposed as a person with a mental illness win out over any desire to engage in the world. What was the point anyway? I felt I had nothing to contribute. I carried it in my heart, feeling less than, feeling shame and self-loathing around symptoms that held me back, as if I had chosen them, or even worse, that I deserved them. My earliest memory of feeling suicidal was when I was seven. And I didn't seek help or get a diagnosis until I was 30. I'll do the math for you. That's 23 very confusing, very dark years. Despite my illness, I worked as a truck driver for 7 years, and I loved it. It seemed perfect at the time. I could earn a living while remaining completely isolated. I worked alone, lived alone, and relied on talk radio to be my only friend. I had successfully made myself invisible to the world, and that felt like a win. I didn't dare hope that there might be anything more for me. Then my illness got worse. An argument with my nephew, my only close relative other than my mom, set in motion a series of events that sent my mental health spiraling. I pushed not just my nephew away, but my mom also. I managed to become estranged from every support system that I had. I quit my job, went into serious credit card debt, and ended up being hospitalized for 41 days. In retrospect, it was the best thing that could have happened for me. That hospitalization saved my life. They got me on the right medications, and the darkness began to lift. If my life were a book or movie, it might tie up there with a happy ending, but I had lost over 23 years to my illness. There was so much work to do to build a life for myself, and that is how I came to find the Academy. Well, my mom found it. I agreed reluctantly to take a tour, but man, I was a nervous wreck. Walking through those doors for the first time felt like someone had stripped me naked. I was sweating, I was shaking, and I was just trying not to bring attention to myself. Everyone was so genuinely warm and inviting. It definitely went as well as it could. I mean, I still wasn't thrilled about it, but I made the choice to join because I knew I had to do something. The Academy does not profess to be a quick fix. How could it be? In my case, I have 23 years of inertia and negative messaging to undo. The Academy doesn't provide the answers, but rather they provide the tools for me to find my own solutions with an abundance of support and encouragement. At first, my days were short. As I built stamina, I was able to increase from 2 hours to 3 and then 4. And eventually, I could stay all day. I volunteer in the culinary team, and well, it's hard to describe what it's like to make all that great food. I get so much positive feedback, and sometimes I get critical feedback too, but in such a positive way. I know that the staff's only agenda is to help me rebuild my life. My sense of self is getting stronger every day, and the hands-on culinary team, from the hands-on culinary team to the collaboration with members, the friendships and the opportunities to assert myself. I regained my self-worth, my self-confidence, and my ability to have dreams for myself. Speaking of dreams, I want to share a recent
Before
experience.
joining the Academy,
About a month ago, William asked me to accompany him on a trip to Tallahassee to advocate for mental health funding in Florida. I was kind of beside myself with excitement and nerves, but I said yes right away. I grew up following politics closely, and this was an absolute dream for me. For 2 days, we were ushered from office to all these important representatives, and each time I told my story to them. It would be reasonable to assume that I would be terrified, but oddly that was not the case. While I was nervous on the long car ride there, but once we got to the Capitol building, a strange calm came over me, and I felt like I was in my element. I don't know, maybe it was the power suit. I clean up nice, right? But in all seriousness, that experience is etched to me now as a milestone of what I have accomplished since joining the Academy. That guy who was too hopeless to get out of bed, too paranoid to step outside to get the mail, that guy spoke out loud about his mental illness to a bunch of dignitaries. That guy is standing on the very stage speaking to all you VIPs. I'd say that it's nothing short of a miracle, but this transformation didn't fall from the sky. It took a community of people who are committed to being in the service of others. It took a community of my peers to be able to see in others the awesome potential of folks who share similar struggles. And it took my own will and courage and want to recover even when the work was hard. I'm not so naive to think that I'm cured. Mental illness doesn't quite work that way, unfortunately. But I am transformed. The Academy has enabled me to reset the bar for what is possible for me. My mental health might trip me up again, but it won't define me, and I will never again live in the darkness of shame. Thank you.